Speaker here. He's been with us once and we are really grateful for his support, and let's give him a round of applause today.
Thank you, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody, and I'm very glad to be here today with you and stay with Ukraine. I would like to introduce myself. I am the chairman of the Chechen government in exile. For over 25 years, I have been involved in political and military issues between Russia and Chechnya. What is happening today in Ukraine started 28 years ago in Chechnya. Chechen people have been resisting Russia alone for decades and continue to do so to this day. Our country is under occupation for over 22 years, but our legitimate government is in exile. On 21st of February, when Russia committed aggression against Ukraine, I called for an emergency meeting for the State Committee for Ending the Occupation of the Republic of Ichkeria, which took place on the 26th of February in Brussels. The members of the committee came from many European countries: Germany, France, Sweden, Austria, Poland, and more. The main issue for our meeting was consideration of how we can provide assistance to the Ukrainian people in their war against the Russian aggressor. I should mention that 90% of the members of the State Committee for Ending the Occupation have many years experience to a war against Russia. Members of the committee reported that in different countries of Europe, they are being contacted by the Chechens living in Europe who want to fight for the freedom of the Ukrainian people. In this connection, I appeal to the Commander-in-Chief of the Ukrainian Army, President Zelensky, to support the Ukrainian people in their struggle to retain independence, and categorically condemning Russia's brutal attack on Ukraine. The State Committee Ending of the Occupation of the Republic of Ichkeria has adopted the following resolution: the continue is ready to start recruiting volunteer detachments among the citizens of the Chechen Republic of Ichkeria to be deployed in Ukraine. To enable this, it is essential that the Chechen government in exile should sign an agreement on military cooperation with the Ukraine. This is a necessary measure in order for our volunteers to be protected under the Geneva Convention. We will be glad to make our contribution to this just war of the Ukrainian people. Today, Chechens in Europe are prepared to fight for Ukrainian freedom. Unfortunately, as we all have heard, Putin has put some Chechens in the front of his army, Chechens in the front line of his army. Although the number of the ethnic fighting of Putin's side is less than 1%. However, Putin propaganda is making should sound like there are thousands of Chechens fighting against Ukraine, which is an absolute lie. This is done to demonize the whole Chechen nation. I do not want to idealize Chechen, but I am against demonizing Chechens. We have victims of the regime from the very beginning, and we have lost over 300,000 people, of whom 40,000 of them children. We Chechens understand your pain better than anyone. I can confidently say that Chechen nation fully supports Ukraine in the struggle against Putin. Slava Ichkeria, Slava Ukraine! Putin terrorist! 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 Putin is a 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 terrorist!
Putin is a terrorist! Putin is a terrorist! Putin is a terrorist! Putin is a terrorist! A bit of a technical issue, but I hope if you start now, the rest of the crowd will hear you. You know, the whole world stays with us now. I'm sorry you cannot hear me, my mom.